went on well, according to the law, according to the set guidelines. And so, Mr. Speaker, we wish them all well as they try to argue about the public participation. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, we are not fighting the governor. Council Mari said we most probably be fighting the governor. But Mr. Speaker, we are fighting incompetence. Mr. Speaker, we are fighting nepotism. Mr. Speaker, we are fighting bad governance. And for this case, Mr. Speaker, that's why we are gathered here. Mr. Speaker, and I'm urging my colleagues, so as for Meru County to get sanity, let us do the necessary by impeaching the governor of Meru County, Kawira Mwangaza. And Mr. Speaker, as I finish, I want to quote one German pastor, a renowned German pastor. Mr. Speaker, during the Nazi Revolution, Mr. Speaker, he said that when they went for the communist, he kept silent because he was not a communist. When they went for the socialist, he kept quiet because he was not a socialist. When they went for the trade unionist, Mr. Speaker, he kept quiet because he was not a trade unionist. When they went for the Jews, Mr. Speaker, he went silent because he was not a Jew. But Mr. Speaker, time came when they came for him and there was no one to talk on his behalf. And so, Mr. Speaker, we will not let this county to be left alone with no one to talk for it. And for that matter, Mr. Speaker, with the powers bestowed upon us, I, as Patrick Adoriman Turu, representing the great people of Timor West, Mr. Speaker, I support the motion to impeach the governor of Meru County. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Tururu. Yes, Honorable Makasi.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Speaker. Makasi is my name, and I represent the amazing people of Kwene. First, I want to thank God for this moment in this Honorable Speaker, as I stand to support this motion of impeaching the governor of Meru, Madam Honorable Speaker. I'm the chair, Labour Public Service Honorable Speaker, and I was perturbed, and it is amazing, Honorable Speaker, that the Public Service Board of Meru has been taken hostage by the governor. It is being held under siege, Honorable Speaker. Having listened to the members of the service board, when we invited them in this house, Honorable Speaker, they spoke and said they are not aware about the traffic marshals we are talking about. Honorable Speaker, we had invited them in this house so that they could shed some light about the traffic marshals. But for about 4 or 5 times, they denied knowing whether there are any traffic marshals in this county, Honorable Speaker, until one member, Honorable Mujoke, requested that he walks out with the chair of the board to the road so that they could show them the actual motorbikes I was talking about, Honorable Speaker. It's amazing because we know these people are operating, Honorable Speaker. I've not checked today to see whether they're on the road, but we made a report that they should be dealt with, away with immediately. That was the report of the COVID that we made. And they are not known to anybody in this county, Honorable Speaker. So the governor has usurped the powers of the service board, Honorable Speaker, by employing traffic marshals without consulting the public service board, who are the sole employers in this county, Honorable Speaker. So the governor, to us as the committee, found him liable because the people who are running those motorbikes, Honorable Speaker, have been employed as senior support members in the governor's office, Honorable Speaker. And so the requisition was made by the county secretary. The county secretary made a letter to the service board asking the service board to create the positions of the traffic marshals. The service board made a reply, on the Speaker, and they said that yes, they will create that position, but unless they are given information about the finances, that is the budget, and they are told in the structure, the organogram, they are shown where the traffic marshals will be fitting. So that was the last communication. But, Honorable Speaker, the governor went ahead and launched the traffic marshals and deploying them. They are running. One of the council indicating that we are not doing a good thing to send away traffic marshals who are getting rid of the thieves in this town. We don't say, council, Omar, you don't say that, we didn't say that the traffic marshals are doing a good job. No, that is not what is being in question. What is in question is the process. As you're trying to punch holes in the process of this impeachment, you quote in the law. So I'm quoting the same law to tell you that what we are prosecuting is the process that was used to recruit the traffic marshals. So, Honorable Speaker, we are dealing with a cantankerous woman in the name of Governor Kawira Mwangaza. The reason, Honorable Speaker,
Honorable Makazi, what is cantankerous?
Cantankerous is a word driven from, is an English word, Honorable Speaker, that defines someone who is quarrelsome, who changes moods from now and then, and who doesn't listen, and do every time, and does not do things within the law, Honorable Speaker. So that's called a cantankerous woman. So, Honorable Speaker, one thing I want to indicate, these traffic marshals, Honorable Speaker, have been arresting vehicles in this, impounding vehicles in this town. And I would like also to bring to speed the council with our finance bill of 2019, which does not include in any way an offense known as obstruction. There's no offense known as obstruction in our finance bill, Honorable Speaker. But these traffic marshals have been charging 8,000 to members of the public as a charge for obstruction. It does not exist. It does not exist in our Finance Act, Honorable Speaker. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, on impounding, the Finance Act dictates and states clearly that it is the charge is 8,000. Is 3,000, but they are charging 8,000 for the vehicles that impound, Honorable Speaker. So what I want to say, and we have extracts, Honorable Speaker. We have extract from the public. You don't imagine, Honorable Speaker, even members of the public being told to write apology letters, Honorable Speaker, when they commit offenses. They are told to write an apology letter so that they can be pardoned. Honorable Speaker, there's much I would have said about this impeachment motion. I have a lot, some which are inclusive in the motion, others are not inclusive, but all in all, Honorable Speaker, I'm one of those who stand to say that Governor Kawira Mwangaza has to go. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Makasi. Honorable Kangwana.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I'm Honorable Duncan Kangwana Merit, representing the great people of Maua, and I'm rising to support the motion on impeachment of one Honorable Bishop Kawira Mwangaza, the Governor of Meru. Mr. Speaker, before I make my comment, many have talked before me. They have talked, they have highlighted why we are impeaching Honorable Kawira Mwangaza. And I want to tell this Honorable House, I'm so frustrated and amused to see senior counsel saying that we may not know what is in the context. But I hope they have heard from themselves that this Honorable House asking what the best minds in the county assemblies as far as oversight and representation is concerned. Mr. Speaker, they have used some faulty tongues and tongue twisting to confuse the members instead of persuading them on behalf of their client. Mr. Speaker, I expected them to persuade this House that not to impeach Kawira Mwangaza, who have contravened the Constitution. But instead, I hope the governor met with them and taught them outplay the honorable house members. And Mr. Speaker, I would want to concur in sometimes with Honorable that's normal, who said we are relatives. Yes, let me say we are relatives of Meru. Let's say Kawira is our sister, Kawira is our aunt. Kawira is mother to some of us, and Kawira is a relative to each and everyone. But in Marian, we say in every family, there might be a mad person. And when one arises, we can't leave it.
Honorable Kangwana. You want to argue that the governor is mad?
I'm not alluding that governor is mad, Honorable Speaker, but I'm saying in Marian, we say in every family, we might have a representative of that family who might demand.
Honorable Kangwana, please withdraw that one and continue.
I withdraw, Mr. Speaker, but let me continue saying this. I want to concentrate this, Mr.
Honorable
Speaker.
Kangwana, you cannot withdraw and then put the one back. Please withdraw without any reservation.
I withdraw, Mr. Speaker.
Please continue, Honorable Kangwana.
I'm saying, Mr. Speaker, if it happens in a town or a family or whatever the case, we have a mad person, then there is a rehabilitation center where we take that person so that others can survive. And that is now, Mr. Speaker, what I'm saying. You cannot let one person to humiliate everyone, to bully everyone, to bring all losses of kind to the family or to the community, yet you want that, that family to grow. Mr. Speaker, we have said that governor should promote leadership, promote democracy and governance, promote peace and order, and she should, or he, should be a unifying factor. Mr. Speaker, on 10th of September, when we had our prayers at Lare, where the president was present and all type of leadership in the national government and the county government, what we saw governor doing was not promoting leadership or governance or democracy. One of the principles of democracy, Mr. Speaker, is about political tolerance. What she did was not political tolerance. She was not kind even to those whom she defeated and they agreed. In fact, down the, one and a half down the line after election, Mr. Speaker, Meru County has been politicking. And the common denominator of all this is one Honorable Kawira Mwangaza. Mr. Speaker, on matters of oath that the senior council have been alluding that we took oath. Mr. Speaker, every Sunday we go to the church, we take sacrament and some wine which is a symbolic of the blood of Jesus. You want to tell us we are taking oath? Mr. Speaker, during Cheke, Council of Elders are relevant members of this community. When things are going south, they call order in the community. They talk to everyone, unless if you can't listen to them. Mr. Speaker, I would advise pursuant our council, senior councils led by Dr. Normal, before they leave Meru, they pass through that Cheke Council of Elders. We bless them, because we might be doing a lot, but maybe you have not reached where you want. They will bless you, and you will not have taken oath by doing that. That is how we do. And because of this, Mr. Speaker, for Meru to continue, for Meru to control, for Meru to realize any form of development, Kawira must go. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Kangwana. Yes, Honorable Merit Kaimbo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the record, I'm Julius Mireti Kaimbo.
Please use the mic at the phone.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the record, I'm Mireti Julius Kaimbo. I represent the people of Mekidori Ward. And I've stood here to support the impeachment because County 6, according to the ones given by the council, for the governor, it has aggrieved me so much, on illegally naming of a public road after husband. And this county is honorable. It came up with the Meru County Honors Advance Act 2018 under the former regime. And I remember, for the record, that the chair of the committee was the former Tigania East MP, Honorable Matthew Adams Karau. And we know there are two roads that were named through the act. That is the Mwariama Road that leads to Mekidori through the Mekidori stage, and another one at the Tuskis called Baimungi. So if this act acted that way, and to that best, and today it is downlooked, it is trampled on, it is slashed down, then as a county, we cannot sit back and watch this go on any further. For example, the act states the composition of the committee, the functions of the committee, the selection of those who have to be given the award. But today, we are using emotional administration to advocate and to execute law, which is wrong. How do we give love or romantic approaches on matters of law? As far as we are relatives, my colleague teacher, Danson Omari, I'm a teacher of music. In adjudication in music, we look at the aspect of a music. For example, the pitch, we look at the dynamics, we look at the rhythm, we look at the accompaniment, facial expression, to arrive to the mark, to tell which is the best song. If we want to get somebody who has got the mark to be named after, to be given an award, then there are some specifics that we need to follow in order to arrive to that person to be given the award. My simple question that I don't need the answer, it's just a rhetorical question. Did we make these steps to arrive to Murega Baichu Road? If we didn't, that is what I'm calling romantic approach on matters of law, which is wrong. Did it follow public participation procedures? Did the public give their opinion? Which gathering sat down and give out this hint on who is to be given the award? And because I don't want to take a lot of time, what I want to say is that I will leave this zone because there is executive powers. I heard the council say that the governor has the executive powers, that she can or he can do, he can say something and it can be done even without following the law. And I hope it happened without the law, to name a road after spouse without the due process. And today I want to give an advice as I conclude. Through a Chinese proverb, that if a king or a queen risks urinating in the bush, even squirrels have a chance to watch at Ace or a Maniwood. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Merit. Yes, Honorable Kacheri.
Can I use the front mic, Mr. Speaker?
I say in Honorable Kacheri that the cameras are behind you now. When you speak from there, how do they capture you? And you are live in Meru TV.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity. My name is Honorable Gasheri Mudhuri, a nominated member in this county assembly by the Jubilee Party. Mr. Speaker, I'm also the chairperson, the Committee of Legal, Justice and Cohesion. Mr. Speaker, I happened to receive the letters that were written by the deputy governor that we were able to look into in this county assembly, Mr. Speaker. But before this, Mr. Speaker, allow me to punch one or two holes to what the senior councils have said, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, yesterday as I was coming, and I knew the matters that we were coming to discuss today, I passed by my grandparents. Mr. Speaker, they blessed me. Was that a note, Mr. Speaker? So I want to really tell Mr. Speaker, the councils, that whenever in our Meru culture, it is usually one of the practices that we will go to our elders for blessings whenever we have matters, Mr. Speaker, that concern us at any particular time. Mr. Speaker, the councils have also said one thing, that we were coerced to sign the motion, or we were coerced to impeach the governor. Mr. Speaker, this is very, very wrong. I believe, Mr. Speaker, the members in this county assembly ran the impeachment motion. They understood and they saw the gravity of it. And that's why, Mr. Speaker, very many members, without any coercion, were able to sign the impeachment motion, Mr. Speaker. And I'm also very sure, Mr. Speaker, a majority of them, if not all, are going to support the impeachment motion. Mr. Speaker, when the council was speaking, Mr. Speaker, they said that the issues of employment. And Mr. Speaker, whenever somebody resigns, I want to inform the assembly and also the councils, Mr. Speaker, that the service board is essentially, it's the employing power. It has the employing power. So whenever somebody resigns, Mr. Speaker, the service board receives the resignation letter. Mr. Speaker, I happened to interview the service board in Meru, and they said they did not receive any resignation letters from the PA to the deputy governor, one Mr. Mutumantu Edinkia, and also the driver to the deputy governor, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, when the chief of staff alluded to have received any resignation letters, Mr. Speaker, I want to inform this assembly that there are no letters of such, and because also their immediate supervisor also did not have those letters. That means going forward, there are no such letters. And if they are, Mr. Speaker, probably they are forged letters that probably some forensic audit will be done should those letters, Mr. Speaker, show up any day at any particular time. Mr. Speaker, there were issues of facilitation that were addressed still by the council, Mr. Speaker. And the match talked about the China issue. The issue of money, Mr. Speaker, is not the only resource. Mr. Speaker, I don't want to address the issues of money, but I want to address the issues of human resource. When you are sending some human resource from the country to go in a foreign country and do practically nothing, Mr. Speaker, that is misuse of power, and it is misuse of it is misuse of human resource. That's why, Mr. Speaker, I really feel whatever the council, some of the issues that they were trying to do, Mr. Speaker, was just to mislead the people of Meru, and I'm sure
Honorable Gacheri, please conclude your remarks.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I pray because you give me just more 2 minutes, Mr. Speaker.
I'll give you the chair.
Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this afternoon, I'm very sad because the issues, Mr. Speaker, that basically we are speaking about, they are issues of governance. And Mr. Speaker, I also want to highlight that governance has no issue to do with gender. That is number one. Number two, Mr. Speaker, there were issues that one Honorable Edeba has also addressed the issue about the Senate having, the Supreme Court, Mr. Speaker, having given a ruling that the governors should be able to attend the Senate. Mr. Speaker, the Senate has the roles, more or less, of checks and balances, more or less what the county assembly have. Therefore, Mr. Speaker, if governors are able to attend to the Senate, it is in the same principle, Mr. Speaker, that the governors should be able to attend to the submissions or to the summons of the county assembly. Mr. Speaker, one governor, Kawira Mwangaza, has broken two rules, Mr. Speaker. One of the contempt of the assembly, not being able to attend the assembly sittings, the assembly summons, Mr. Speaker. And secondly, also not following the precedents set by the higher court in this land, Mr. Speaker, that is the Supreme Court. That's why, Mr. Speaker, I really feel that for us to be able to continue for the issue, for the assembly, Mr. Speaker, to be respected, Mr. Speaker, for the sovereignty to be respected, Mr. Speaker. One, Kawira Mwangaza has really broken these rules, Mr. Speaker, and should be impeached. Mr. Speaker, another thing that I wanted to address in a very few ones, Mr. Speaker, is we really understand the gravity of the issue of impeachment. It is not one of the very easiest things. But, Mr. Speaker, there is the rule of law that also needs to be respected, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, for us to be able to say that we are giving or we are supporting the impeachment, Mr. Speaker, it is for the assemblies in Kenya, not only in Meru, to be respected. That's why, Mr. Speaker, if you are having a leader who is not obeying who is not obeying the assemblies, who is not obeying the courts, Mr. Speaker, that person is not fit to be a leader. That's why I'm really requesting this county assembly, Mr. Speaker, to support this motion and we relinquish one Governor Kawira Mwangaza of her duties, Mr. Speaker, so that she can be able, Mr. Speaker, to rest and also see some other people, Mr. Speaker, how they are able to really respect the rule of law. So, Mr. Speaker, I support the impeachment of one Kawira Mwangaza. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Honorable Acheri. Yes, Honorable Mheshimiwa Mbiuki.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity. For the record's purpose, I'm Godwin Motembe Mbiuki, representing the people of Migos West. Mr. Speaker, today is a very great day. But, Mr. Speaker, I thought the Merians were expecting to see the governor in person. But if the law allows, it is okay because these are matters revolving between the county assembly, the governor, and the members of the executive. It is unfortunate that the governor has not been able to avail herself, but if the law allows that, is okay. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the Constitution, our Constitution 2010, we created two tiers of government. That is the national government and the county government. At the national level, the president is the symbol of unity in the country. At the county level, the same replicate. The governor is supposed to be the symbol of unity. But, Mr. Speaker, it is contrary in this county. Our governor, Kawira Mwangaza, is not a symbol of unity in this county. In the sense that, Mr. Speaker, if you look at in the year 2022, in the month of August, the people of Meru went to the polls and they elected Governor Kawira Mwangaza as the governor of Meru County, and then they also elected Mutuman Twithingia as the principal assistant, that is the deputy governor. But if the two cannot unite, if the governor cannot unite with the deputy speaker, how do you expect the governor to unite this county, Mr. Speaker? Mr. Speaker, we are very much concerned about the welfare of this county, Mr. Speaker. That is why even in our budget, we are allocated a total of 174 million in the current budget to ensure that the office of the governor runs smoothly, and the office of the governor includes that of the governor and that of the deputy governor. But surprisingly, Mr. Speaker, if the deputy governor, sorry to say, Mr. Speaker, cannot even be facilitated to attend county functions, then, Mr. Speaker, there's no way we expect the governor to unite this county, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the governor is not working with any elected leader. Not anyone, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me get you back to the last regime. Mr. Speaker, this county belongs to all of us. That is why the former governor, Kiraito Muronge, came up with what we called MESC, a group of professionals, and they came up with the Vision 2040, a very nice document on the issue of developing this county on where we are supposed to be in the year 2040. But, Mr. Speaker, that very nice document that came to this assembly, the last assembly, it was approved by the assembly. That document has not seen the light of the day. So, Mr. Speaker, where are we ending? Mr. Speaker, I think...
Yes, I want to conclude your remarks on our duty.
So, Mr. Speaker, that is why I arise. And before I conclude, Mr. Speaker, I'm also worried because our learned council has stated that we are relatives and we are all grown-ups. Almost everyone here is married. So we might not see the kingdom of God because we've already committed a sin called incest. Because if you're having affairs with relatives, then you have committed incest. So, Mr. Speaker, anyway, let me say that I stand to support the motion that Kawira Mwangaza for unity of this county. Kawira Mwangaza must be impeached. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mbiuki. Council Dunstan Omari, I can see you have a big task ahead to respond to the issues raised about being related. Yes, Honorable Martin, MCA Timabo.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. And for the purposes of record, I'm Martin Kimadi Moriongi, representing Timor Wand, and I'm here to support the motion for the impeachment of the Meru governor, that's Kawira Mwangaza. If I can remember very well, on the dawn of August 9th, we woke up very early in the morning to go and vote leaders of our choice, and Kawira Mwangaza being one of them. And during the result announcement, I was so happy. I almost shed my tears because I believed everything in Meru County has changed. I saw Nkunde, I saw Nkund Meru, I saw Great Meru. I thought of Great Meru, a Meru where every leader would be respected, a Meru where finances would be used prudently, a Meru where the governor would represent every corner of the county, a Meru where everyone would be given the opportunity to serve and to mingle and to associate with others, Mr. Speaker, sir. But I think I was wrong and naive, Mr. Speaker, sir. I think I was wrong because the governor has given us the opposite of what she claimed to give us. The opposite of what she signed as a promissory note. A promise that she would protect the Constitution. A promise that she would work within the confines, provisions, and the dictates of the Constitution, Mr. Speaker, sir. And in addition to that, Mr. Speaker, sir, that's why she has gone ahead to use the relatives. Those are close relatives, that's sisters and brothers, to channel the funds from the county coffers directly to the personal account, Mr. Speaker, sir. That's why it's only in Meru where a governor can name her own after her husband and maybe and hire councils just to convince us that just because the signage were removed, just because the That's why it's only in Meru where a governor can name a road after her husband and hire councils to convince us otherwise that by removing a signage, then the road ceased to exist. I am asking this to our senior councils. What if today what if today we go there at Njurincheke Street, we remove the signage where the road ceased to exist? Another thing, if for sure those who went to Chinese, they were on a personal or private tours, why did they write a report or a letter? Why did they seek the clearance from the office of the devolution, from the state department of the devolution? If at all I need to go to China today for my own private business, do I have to go through the state department of devolution to seek the clearance? That question, I'm directing it to our senior counsel, Tansan Omari. The second question is about the public participation. We intend the public participation at the one's level. For your information, constituencies are made of ones. So in our case, it happened at Kisima 1. So you cannot rule out that the public participation was not done at the ward level. Another thing concerning the traffic marshal, thank you for admitting that they were indeed employed, but who create the offices in this county? Is it not the county public service board? Who clears, who pays them? How are they elected? But our governor accepted this and went direct and created this indirect by usurpation of powers bestowed to the county public service board. She went ahead and created the offices, which I can call it is just duplication, because we have the same reinforcement office that exists and which is.
Yes, Honorable Martin, please conclude.
Okay. Another thing, and my last thing, is that I would like you to go and advise our governor and those who will in future seek your assistance or seek your services that the governor does not enjoy any immunity. And for the purposes of record and in my conclusion, I'm telling you this, that in own time, the just God who turned the water into the bay, into wine, who turned the water into wine, will make Meru great again. And the urgency of the moment is to impeach Honorable Kawira Mwangaza. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Martin. Honorable Joki, I'll give you just 2 minutes, and then I'm finished now with my left-hand side. Please don't raise hand from that side. Yes, Honorable Honorable Joki, you can use the mic at the front.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. My name is Joki Mugambi, representing the great people of Mwangandia. I'm here supporting the motion that Kawira must go. Mr. Speaker, also allow me, with all respect, that I remind the whole Meru that you are also called Solomon, the wisest man, the heart in the face of the heart. Therefore, I saw that many people have not recognized the big and the effort that you're making to all of us. I want to dispute one, the State Council, Dr. Omar, for disputing and saying that the Njurincheke was influencing and embracing people without any reason. I just want you to know that we have even invited His Excellency, the President of this Republic, to visit that shrine and to be blessed by the same Njurincheke. It also happened to Uhuru Kenyatta. At one time he came there. He was blessed by the Council of Elders. So you cannot dispute when we go as MCAs from blessings, you cannot say that you are going to take a hold. I'm sure you should at least apologize, not only to the MCAs, but also to the Njurincheke elders. Mr. Speaker, I just want to say a few things about the naming of the road. And this happened again in Nairobi. It was done by Her Excellency Kananu Mwenda, where she named a road somewhere in Kileleshwa. The road was called Diki Diki Road. And she decided to award Atwoli. So she gave Atwoli, she changed the name of the road and called it Atwoli Road. But the poster was there, the signs were there. However, the Assembly of Nairobi, led by the minority whip called Waithera Chege, disputed the whole issue. And this one was taken to the Assembly, Mr. Speaker. When it was taken to the Assembly, on 26th May, the MCA for Isambu brought a motion, a bill, so that they come up with a program of naming roads in Nairobi. And this one happened that the road, the first thing, a committee was formed and the road was renamed. This time round, it was given the proper name. The governor was involved, that Kananu Mwenda, the MCAs, and the committee that was involved was used, and they gave the right name now, the Francis Atwoli Road, simply because of a temporary work the court boss had done to this nation. Mr. Speaker, there are some other roads that were given names, like the Legend, the Kandenge Road was given a name because of a temporary performance in football. I wonder, Mr. Speaker, the temporary work that Murega Vaichu has done to this county, so that a road is named after his name. Mr. Speaker, with those very, very many few remarks, just because of interest of time, I would have wished to say more, but I dispute my friend, the lawyer, again, for trying to dispute science and say that we are related. If we were related, all of us could be dead. We could have died of genetic diseases like leukemia, like anemia, like sickle cell anemia, like diabetes. The biodiversity allows us to live when we are not related. But if we are related, then a virus will come and sweep the whole race in Meru. So I disapprove that theory that we are related, and kindly do research on science just before you bring it to us. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable. I just want to give these directions, and that will be my final directions. I want to give Honorable Kareb, Honorable Kedenji, Honorable Kenaibai, and I close at that, please. I have given directions. I will not give any further directions after that. I've given directions, and members, you have to obey to that. Yes, Honorable Kareb. 2 minutes each.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Again, my name is Caleb, representing the great people of municipality, and being the host, it would be a little bit unfair not giving me a minute to say one or two things. And I'm a man of few ones. I'll just say today, our council have raised a very grievous issue, Mr. Speaker, because from here we don't know what name to refer our governor to. I don't know. She is using all these names at the same time. But I'm happy today because we have the council and they are very good in criminal law. You know, we are getting them something to do, maybe, and convert them to come to our side so that they can help Meru and save Meru from this crook, because I don't know who else could use 3 names at the same time. The other thing that I would like to make Meru know, we are not against the governor naming loans. Mr. Speaker, giving the governor the doubt of naming roads. Tomorrow we would wake up and meet this building named after someone. So we are trying to regulate as a county government. So I stand to support the impeachment. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Kareb. Yes, Honorable Kidinchi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. For the purpose of record, I'm Honorable Felix Kidenji Murigi Ntuo, representing the great people of Raidwa Raira Ward. Mr. Speaker, sir, today I've had a great joke of the year from my friend Dustin Bin Omal. I think...
Honorable Kidenji is done.
I'm sorry. Mr. Speaker, sir.
Please make that correction and apologize.
I withdraw, Mr. Speaker. That's my...
Dunstan.
Dunstan Omar.
Yes.
Whatever the name. Because, Mr. Speaker, you see, my advice is to the Meru County Governor, Honorable Kawira Mwangaza. I would like to advise her on TV because it's very hard to get her today. I would like to advise her that if she has not given any coin to councils today, she must think wise. Because what they have done today in this honorable house, they have come to practice comedy in this house. Because how come somebody will tell me that I'm related to my wife? So, my governor, where you are?
Honorable Kidenji, please make your contribution. You are not making any contribution. Make your contribution.
I'm making a contribution,
No.
Mr. Speaker, sir. I'm advising the governor because I'm not see her today.
I've guided you. Please
Thank
make
you.
your contribution.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes.
I'm here to support the motion because we want to bring sanity in Meru County. And to bring sanity in Meru County, it's where Governor Kawira Mwangaza will go home. I support the motion, Mr. Speaker, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Kidenji. Honorable Kenny, please conclude for us.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. My name is Ken Naibai. I represent the great people of Kianjai, and I'm also the chair sectoral committee on agriculture. Mr. Speaker, I came here to defend one Honorable Kawira Mwangaza, only to my surprise that we've been beaten in our own game until the time when Councillor Omar stood. I've changed my mind. It is very sad. We have misused our funds for this exercise. I really pity the governor. It's very sad. I support the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Kenny. Yes, the Deputy Leader of Majority, Honorable Mutuma Kisima.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir. My name is Patrick Mutuma, member of this county assembly, representing the people of Kisima and deputy majority of this house. Mails, Mr. Speaker, is very few. I want to say that it is very important and a good day that we are to liberate this county of ours from the governor of Meru, Honorable Kawira Mwangaza. Because, Mr. Speaker, sir, what you know, the governor that you have is not competent to run this county. Mr. Speaker, we know the governor of verifying leaders. Even the last impeachment, we are there. One time we verified our minority leader. And even she has verified each and every leader in this society. Latest, it was in Rare, where he verified even the leaders of Meru County in front of President. Mr. Speaker, sir, even went ahead to lend a junior staffs of the Meru County to verify the DNG. And by this, Mr. Speaker, and she was on last by Senator Tobiko. But according to me, she does not hear or cannot follow any instruction or cannot adhere to that. And the only thing that you can do, the justice that you can do to this county is to impeach her so that you can learn some manners so that you can learn how to behave as a public servant. Lastly, I want to add another one thing only. It's about when the senior council is trying to tell us that the trip to China was a private trip or not an official trip. When you look at we have two letters in our submission. The first letter is from the Office of the Deputy President, State Department for Devolution, memo to the Principal Secretary. When you read the heading of that letter, it says, subject travel clearance to China. And it reads like this: the county government of Meru has requested for clearance for its county officials. So the letter is written clearly that is for its county officials. And don't think that the PA or the written members of the family of the Kawira are the county officials. When you look to another letter, there is another letter which states clearly, this letter is also from the Office of Deputy President, State or Department of Devolution, to the Principal Secretary. And the letter says, facilitation for travel to China, county government of Meru. And this is requesting, we have received a request from county government. When you say county government, that mean is the money of people of Meru which is being used. We have received a request from the county government of Meru via letter. There is a left there, and dated on 26 May 2023 to facilitate issues of visas for the assistant county official to travel to China. So we can clearly say that this trip was funded by the county government of Meru. And that letter, it's signed by the Principal Secretary, Ms. Teresia Baika. In short, what I want to say that the money of the people, the money paid by the taxpayers of this county has been used by the governor, by the relative of the governor, which facilitated them to go there. And
Honorable Mutuma, please conclude your remarks.
Yes, sir. I'm saying the money which has been used there by the county government of Meru to facilitate the related members of the governor. And this goes against the law of this county, against the act of this county assembly. And with that, Mr. Speaker, I support to impeach the governor of Meru, Honorable Kawira Mwangaza.
Thank you, honorable members. I can see there is a lot of repetition, but please allow me to give Doris 2 minutes, Honorable Motea 2 minutes, Honorable Ereja 2 minutes, and then I conclude with Honorable Mutungi. 2 minutes each, and I'll be very strict. 2 minutes each, very strict. Crack, please time that, check the time.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity for purposes of record. Abdoris Kakinkonge, nominated member, this third county assembly of Meru by the UDA party. Mr. Speaker, I study as a woman, and when the people of Meru went on pause on the 9th of August, 2023, they knew that they are electing a governor and not a governor female. Mr. Speaker, it has taken us as the women many years to fight for our space in both the county government and the national government, for us to be recognized as women, to have positions. Mr. Speaker, I want to remind the County Assembly of Meru that in the 45 wards that comprise of the county government of Meru and the Meru Assembly, we have only one elected woman in this county assembly, that is Honorable Makena Murogosho. Mr. Speaker, it is very sad that we as women, we have been very demeaned to have positions, that is the political positions and the elective positions. But what the governor of Meru, Our Excellency Bishop Kawira Mwangaza, has said in this county, Mr. Speaker, I don't believe that the people of Meru will again trust the leadership of women. It is very sad. Mr. Speaker, I'm feeling like shedding my tears when I'm standing here to support this impeachment motion. One, we are not fighting gender, but we are fighting competence. We are not fighting Kawira Mwangaza, but we are, as a woman, but we are fighting bad governance. And Mr. Speaker, integrity, chapter 6 of integrity and leadership does not discriminate the gender.
Integrity is paramount regardless of your gender. So, Mr. Speaker, with those few remarks, I support to impeach the governor of Meru, not because she's a woman, not because we hate her or we are fighting her, but it is because of her poor governance and incompetence. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Doris. Honorable Mutea, please take the floor. 2 minutes each.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. For the purpose of record, Honorable Douglas Mutea, representing the great people of both Wuchi Central Ward. I'll be very brief, Mr. Speaker, sir, on the account 2, which is very touching as in health department. It is of injustice. I stand here for the justice of the medical professionals in Meru County. I stand here for the justice of the cancer patients in Meru County. I wonder, let me go direct to our governor who purport to love the Meru people or Kanaka Meru. I wonder whether it is justice for her to take her sister, her brother, or the in-laws to China, whereas we have very qualified doctors, especially Dr. Chege, who is in a cancer center, at least to go and gain something for the cancer patient in Meru County. It is very saddening, it is very painful, and I can tell my governor, I don't think even God will forgive you for this greediness of going all to sacrifice the cancer patient for the purpose of supporting your sisters or your brothers. I'll ask the Senate, this time round, let us save the Meru people. Senate, listen to this cry and save the people of Meru. I stand to support the motion, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Mutea. Yes, Honorable Ereja Kimathi from the Ngada Ward.
Okay.
Please use the microphone at the front.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Elijah Kimathi, representing the great people of the Ngada Ward. I'm standing here to support the impeachment. My injustice is a prophecy. As I was praying yesterday, I found that the governor...
Elijah,
yes?
You are saying yours is a prophecy?
Yes, yes.
Are you a prophet?
Yeah, I'm a prophet.
Elijah prophet?
Yes, Elijah prophet.
Okay, then you can continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So as I was praying yesterday, I found that the governor will be the former governor, and he will be the governor who have served just a period of 1 year. So, Mr. Speaker, I wish her well, and may God bless her as he live tomorrow. I support the motion.
Thank you, Prophet Elijah. Nkoja, I'll give you 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Nkunja Maore Joseph, for the record. I represent the people of Hantubetu Ekiongo, and I rise to support the motion to remove Her Excellency Governor Kawira Mwangaza from office because the evidence which has just been tabled in the House shows or proves that she is not qualified to hold the office of governor. Therefore, I support the removal of her office.
Thank you, Honorable Nkonja. Yes, Mobichi, 2 minutes. 2 minutes each, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the purposes of record, my name is Frederick Mobichi Kirema, representing great people of Nyaki West. Mr. Speaker, today I stand here to support the motion to impeach Governor Kawira. And there is something that I've noticed very special from the previous motion. Today, I just say that the council have now completed our journey, having come. Last time, they never represented themselves. That means that we will get it right, for that they have come and we are telling them honestly we're in the right channel, and they support everybody else who has given his or her contribution towards this great motion of impeaching incompetency in this country of ours. We want to bring back the sanity in this county of ours and completely deal away with the same. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Honorable Mobichi. Honorable Arun, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. For the purposes of records, I'm Honorable Arun Dranera. I represent Abogeta East. Honorable Speaker, I rise to support the motion to impeach Governor Kawira Mwangaza because the evidences that have been tabled in this assembly, Honorable Speaker, it has proved beyond the probabilities. And Honorable Speaker, the power and the mandate that have been given by the people of Abogeta East, I rise to confirm the same, Honorable Speaker, because Meru needs sanity. And I go by the saying that says that ignorance, Honorable Speaker, has no defense. Advices have been given. We've been very close to Governor. We've been advising her, but she has put deaf on her ears, Honorable Speaker. And that's why I support this motion. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Arun. Now I'll give, yes, Honorable Pugo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. For the purpose of record, I'm Brugo Frederick, representing the great people of Antomboy Ward. Mr. Speaker, at the extent and point we are now is that we are moving to the point of bringing sanity to Meru County. And this is like the French Revolution, which was about political and societal change to the French people. And as we are now, I believe and trust the process that we will end the impediment of devolution within our county. And at the end of it all, we will make sure that, Mr. Speaker, that Meru gets a radical surgery and a surgery that will bring back the glory of Meru. And this will happen when we impeach the governor of Meru. With that, Mr. Speaker, I stand to support the impeachment motion.
Thank you, Honorable Brugo. Yes, Honorable Mokoronia, please, 2 minutes.
Thank you,
Honorable
Mr.
Brugo,
Speaker,
put
sir.
off the mic. Honorable Brugo, put off the mic.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. For the purpose of record, my name is Daniel Mukoronia, representing the great people of Tema East. I stand to support the motion because of our governor's incompetence, hatred, and untrustworthy. So I stand to support the motion.
Thank you, Honorable Mukoronia. Honorable Akure, 1 minute.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this opportunity. For the purpose of record, my name is Stephen Igakule Nchebere. I represent the people of Kiguchwa. I'm saying last year, August, the governor of Meru offered herself to be elected as a leader. When she was elected as the governor, she met the full law. She was subjected now, she is subjected to Meru County laws, which is to be now follow. For the case of our friends, the advocates, I think they follow the Advocates Act. If you are a policeman, you have to follow the police laws. So what the governor is not doing, she has forgotten that the rules are there and she has to follow. So she has not followed. Therefore, I support the impeachment.
Thank you. Thank you. Honorable Kambura, 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for giving me this an opportunity. My name is Angles Kambura Dranera, specially nominated by Mbas in Meru County. Mr. Speaker, sir, I stand to support the motion and inform the council around us that they must know that Mboy Sound has nowhere to lay its head in this Meru County. The Mboy Sound is being moralized, is being mistreated whereby in our culture we respect Mboy Sound and also respect the council around us at Njurinseke. So I send Kawira must go home and rescue Mbraira Gabaisu. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Kambura. Yes, Honorable Mutungi, please close for us.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Sir, for the purpose of record, I'm Zuranera Mutungi, representing the great people of Amwazi Ward. I rise here to support the impeachment of one Honorable Kawira Mwangaza, Sioninka. I termed here as Sioninka. Sioninka in Meru means a self-centered governor who does not work with anybody else. He is Ngirinde, he is a comedian, and by impeaching one Honorable Kawira Mwangaza, we shall do away with impunity, nepotism, corruption, and bullying, all immoral things. We shall do away with them. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, honorable members. Honorable members. Honorable members, before I call upon the mover to reply to the debate, standing order number 69.3 provides that the speaker is satisfied that the motion has been adequately debated. The speaker shall call upon the person who is being removed from the office to answer issues raised in the debate, and therefore call upon the mover. I call upon I therefore call upon Her Excellency the Governor to respond to the issues raised in the debate of the motion for a period not exceeding 20 minutes. So, Council, now that the Governor is not here, I'll give your team or Council Lanston 20 minutes, and then also I'll give the mover another 20 minutes, and then we conclude the debate. Honorable, can you, the clerk, please check the time? Yes, sir. Honorable Mary, Council.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for the opportunity to respond. Quite a mouthful of submissions from the honorable members of parliament, honorable members of the county assembly. One issue that I start with, Mr. Speaker, sir, an admission has been done that instructions to file this removal of the governor from office was occasioned by outside forces, and therefore the county assembly is only implementing directions and issued from outside. One of those directions came from Njurinjeke, by admission. The other directions came from other political quarters or executive powers outside this assembly. Mr. Speaker, sir, the creature of this assembly is found in Article 1, Sub-Article 4, that the sovereign powers of the people is exercised, 1, at the national level, and 2, the county level. It's not at the Njurinjeke shrine. In line of that, Mr. Speaker, sir, Article 3 puts it that every person has an obligation to respect, uphold, and defend this constitution. More specifically, Article 3.2, any attempt to establish a government otherwise than in compliance with this constitution is unlawful. By admission, the deputy governor was sworn in by Njurinjeke. A ceremony was conducted to grant powers to the deputy governor in anticipation of impeachment motion. The old constitution that was repealed on the 27th of August 2020 provided for, in the context between the late President Kibaki and the late Charles Njonjo, that anybody who could compass or imagine the death of a president committed an offense of treason. Today, a substantive illegal government is in place, waiting for a process of sanitization. It's a sad day. It is a sad day. An offense of treason is already committed. This is a process to sanitize that. So it is my submission, and that is why it has gone on the Hansard, that it cannot be that the deputy governor, out of aspiration to be the governor, decides to bring this process because of the constitutional provision that once the governor is impeached, the deputy automatically assumes power. If that is it, then the consequences are very well known. Mr. Speaker, sir, it's not the first time such drama has been made by a lecturer, the CS, and other people in Senate. First, the similar fate, and they were removed from office. That time, it was so painful. Today, it's music. What will be the fate of Governor Kawira after this process? The jury is on you. Third, I've had quite a number of issues, a challenge about the lawyers came to lie, the lawyers came to mislead, the lawyers came to do anything. Our instructions have come from our clients. Our record is not on criminal law alone. We represent those that have instructed you. We represented them 2017 to 2022. Now we are representing those ones who are instigating their impeachment. That is the role and the beauty of law. I've seen very able, promising advocates here. Come, train law, let's proceed, because the fate of 2027 might be a fate that you will not be able to contain. Let me respond to a few issues that have been raised, because as we are agents, we represent anybody. We represent anybody, and you will be, if you have not been part of our stables, you will, when it changes. And it changes. Today, you are impeaching, tomorrow, we'll deal it in another manner. But the lawyers are very impartial. We have nothing personal in this matter against anybody, and we do our job as per the law it is. Very few issues were raised. One, about the employees that were recruited without the Public Service Commission or the Public Service Board, or you being involved. For record purposes, personal assistants, cooks, drivers are not recruited through a competitive process pursuant to Article 236. Those are personal. And if that record, let the Hansard captured that way. Two, the question about the recalling of the driver of the deputy governor. Every member of the county assembly knows that driver by name. He's a brother to the deputy governor. there we do not have eyes. But when the sister, the alleged sister of the governor is a security attaché, it raises eyes. Let us do to others that which we expect to do, because the one you are forging to be the next governor, first impeachment will be him for having recruited his own brother to be his driver. Third, the question about China. This was a private donor. You've not been shown, Mr. Speaker, sir, any government expenditure or requisition for that. Fifth, Mr. Speaker, sir, no document of government has been presented before this assembly where the governor has signed. Not even one where her signature is appended. Fifth, you have been told that all these people, the technical team that left, were cleared by government. For record purposes, no public servant will leave this country without approval, whether you are going for a personal matter or you are going for a public matter, without approval for your leaving. So that is the position. The approval was not for money purposes. Approval was under the law, and I've seen
Council, even the members here, when they are going on their personal issues, they are not cleared by the devolution, Ministry of Devolution. They just notify the speaker that they are out of the country. Those ones who are, if you are cleared by the Ministry of Devolution, it simply means you will get a pandiem. And what pandiem means, it means for those days that you have gone out, you will be paid every day. It's called either pandiem or not out. But if it's a personal trip, you are not cleared by the Ministry of Devolution. That's the case.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In light with those directions, none of the per diems payments receipts have been presented to you. They intend to present them to you after the impeachment motion has been concluded. They could have presented that as evidence. The Assembly has prepared for the whole 1 year for this impeachment. They could, they failed. Mr. Speaker, sir, on the question about the relatives and the nepotism, still there is no document to show marriage. A marriage certificate is a very simple document for government to get. It's not presented. A birth certificate showing sisterhood or brotherhood or IDs that are identical. None of those documents, which are critical, have been presented to you. Otherwise, relying on social media, the standard is different. On the question of the title, bishop, which has a connection to the Okolea, the issue of cows that the Ministry of Interior banned. It has again come here. That is a function funded by the church. No document showing expenses incurred to buy cattle has been presented. Mr. Speaker, the threshold of evidentiary threshold does not come lower. We cannot just say these cows are being bought by government funds. Mr. Speaker, sir, the public participation that that the members have raised was done in nine sub-counties out of the lawfully registered 15 sub-counties. Explanation is missing. Why was that? Was it tilted and to achieve a certain achievement? The road. It is very motive about the road. A social media post, if ever it was there, is the basis of impeaching a governor. A social media post. Very many of these waheshimiwas, some of the people have created pseudo accounts, Facebook and other social media posts, purporting them to be that. I've been in one case where the voice of the then head of state, President Uhuru Kenyatta, somebody pretended to be one. So we urge the speaker and we urge the leadership to ignore evidence that is going to be relied based on social media posts. Then, Mr. Speaker, sir, the traffic marshal question is so emotive. No letter of appointment signed by the governor is here. Nowhere can you link the governor to that imaginary issue. It is a social media issue. Government talk by documents. And that is why it is called a bureaucracy. So that the county assembly of 2023, the records will be kept under statute for a particular year, for a particular time of years. So let us not rely on social media to vilify the governor. On the question of fuel, they are junior officers mandated to do that, not the governor to do that. The question that she has failed to fire the county secretary. There are matters in court. Under which provision of the law will she fire an officer who is in court? My good sister, the member of, I don't know, the MCA who raised the question that the county assembly has powers similar to the High Court. I didn't hear her say that the county assembly has powers to issue warrants of arrest and to fine. Last week, when I was before the Senate, the government chief pathologist failed to come. He was fined 500,000 shillings. That is not there under the Act. So, is it really that the county assembly has similar powers to the powers of the High Court in terms of someone?
Council, you have 5 minutes.
In sum total, only Mr. Speaker had 2 minutes to finalize this thing, that already a decision has been made. This was a procedure provided for, because a decision has been made outside this office, outside the plenary. It will go in history. It will go in on the hazard that decisions were done outside, they have only come to be implemented. Allow Mutuma, because he might decide to contest, he comes from here, he might decide to be an MCA next time, so that people can see his voice. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Thank you, Council. Mutuma, you have only 3 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I will start my mandate within the 3 minutes. One is that I wish to respond to the issue of the Njolicheke function. It has been stated that that was a traditional prayer session. I have no problem whatsoever with traditional prayers. What I have a problem with is that prayer also being converted into a curse for someone who does not abide by the outcome. People who attended that meeting, Mr. Speaker, sir, were given a caution that if you do not agree with the decision of the Njolicheke, step back, lest you bring curse upon your family and your children. The person conducting the function went ahead to say that if you do not adhere to the resolutions, you are also an outcast from the Meru community. I do not see that as a prayer session. It is an oathing ceremony by whatever any other name. On to the China trip, Mr. Speaker, sir, I wish to refer to the letter dated 5th June 2023 that talks about facilitation to travel to China, County Government of Meru. A question was asked why Her Excellency the Governor did not travel to China. When you look at that letter, it lists down the people who are to accompany the governor and their designations. So are they a technical team? The first person who is cited therein is the governor, who is the invitee. The second person is Dr. George Mungania, who is the CCM Health. I believe that this is a person that this committee, rather this house, approved to be appointed in that position. Who else was better qualified than the person in charge of health to accompany the governor in this noble cause? We have Miriam K. Guantai. Look at the designation. She's the PA to the governor. There isn't any function where the governor goes without a PA. The PA is the order of a diary. The PA is the person who schedules meetings for the governor. The PA is the person who takes note for the governor. It was only fair that the PA to the governor is accompanying the governor during this session. The third person is Nefat Kenywa.
Council
Yes.
Mutuma, your time is up. How many minutes do you want me to earn for you?
5 minutes.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Then
Thank you.
continue.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your indulgence. The fourth person is Nefat Kenywa Meme. Now, it has been said that Nefat Kenywa Meme is a relative to the governor. We've not been given any evidence, not shared of evidence, how Nefat Kenywa Meme is related to the governor or any other person close to the governor. A mere allegation does not amount to confirmation of an offense. Who is this person? Nefat Kenywa Meme. The designation in that letter again, and this is a letter that was written by the, it was from the office of the Deputy President, State Devolution, and the designation of Nefat Kenywa Meme is the Director, External Linkages. This is a strategic person who must always accompany the governor whenever she's going for foreign trips, because their very designation, their very mandate is to link the governor with external affairs. So then what was wrong? I'm also reliably informed that Nefat Kenywa Meme is also a medic. Lastly, we have Murangeri Kenneth. This is the person who is the security to the governor. Again, every trip by the governor, their security detail must be present. So then what was wrong with these people accompanying
Council
the governor?
Mutuma,
Yes.
please don't mislead the house. I have a PA and a guard. If I'm been invited to South Africa and don't attend, should they attend? Now that the governor did not attend, then what are you telling the house that the governor did not attend? Actually, they broke the law.
Very well, Mr. Speaker, sir. My understanding, and this should be taken as the governor's word, is that in every foreign trip, there must be an advanced team that goes to, number one, book the lodging facilities for the governor, assess the security, and organize the governor's well-being during that trip. It is on that basis, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Yes, Council, please continue. Members, let's give Honorable Council Mutuma time to finish up.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir, for your protection. It is on this basis that this advance team was sent to China to welcome the governor. Unfortunately, the governor had to cancel the trip because of other commitments, and by the time this was happening, this team was already in China. Now, and to my last limb of summations is that you have a right to impeach. You have a right to impeach under the Constitution. You have the right to impeach under the County Government Act. You have the right to impeach under your own standing orders. What we have an issue with is the grounds of impeachment. As the motion as placed before you, as debated, met the threshold. The answer is in the negative. Some of the allegations that have been leveled against the governor are issues and actions that were done by third parties. There is no evidence that the governor gave any of those people instructions to breach the law. What you should have gone for are the people who breached the law. If you had an issue with any official of the county government, summon that person. If that person fails to appear, or they appear and you form the opinion that indeed they breached the law, recommend their removal. If then the governor fails to heed to your advice or opinion, then take an action against the governor. I have not seen anywhere where the House Committee on any particular issue has made a recommendation to the governor to take action and the governor has failed to take that action. That is the issue that saved Wambora during the impeachment process, because the issues that the governor was being accused of were issues done by other parties. And you cannot transport criminal liability from one person to the other unless you have evidence that this person gave strict and express instructions for breaching the law. Lastly, are all offenses impeachable? Even if you are to find the governor having breached any laws, and we're not saying she has, is that breach gross? Is that violation gross? Is it something that is so glaring that the only remedy is to impeach the governor? Is there any other form of punishment that can be meted apart from impeachment? My simple argument and submission is not all offenses are impeachable. The mover of the motion needs to convince you that indeed what the governor is alleged to have done is so gross in the eyes of the public, in the eyes of the House, in the eyes of every other person, that indeed there is no other remedy rather than to impeach. I submit that that threshold has not been met, and the governor should not be impeached on mere allegations that have not been substantiated. I rest my case. Thank you so much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Council Mutuma. Mwenda, you okay? Okay, thank you. Honourable members, I now call upon the mover of the motion, Honourable Evans Mawira Karia, to make his reply for a period not exceeding, I've given them 25 minutes, and I also give you 25 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for granting me this opportunity. And Honorable Speaker, before I make my final remarks, I really want to thank honorable members for vindicating me from the accusation of one Council Mutuma that members have not interrogated the contents of the motion. But Honorable Speaker, from the debate that has arose from this House, even councils for the governor have been convinced that members took time, went through the motion, interrogated every accusation in that motion. And Honorable Speaker, that is why they have been able to make very informed and articulate debate that has come on the floor of this House, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'll start my rebuttal by going to what Council for Governor Omari has said that we have been influenced by outside forces to bring this motion. Honorable Speaker, in the contents of our motion, I have started from, I think on page 2 or 3, I've indicated that I started collecting evidence after public outburst and outcry against what has been happening in Meru County. Therefore, at the moment that I started collecting my evidence and the allegations that I'll charge the governor with, I approached honorable members of this assembly because standing order number 65 gives the procedure of introducing the motion for removal of a governor from that position. Therefore, I am to seek signatures for me to be able to approach the office of the clerk and indicate that I want to bring a motion for the removal of a governor. And since that time, we have been coalescing. I've been seeking for support from these members. Because, Honorable Speaker, Councillor Mutuma is saying that the impeachment process is quasi judicial. And I want to say it is not only quasi judicial, but it also quasi political. That is why we have to coalesce and come together as members who are like-minded, members who bought into my evidence and facts, and that's how that motion found its way to the floor of this honorable house that we are debating today, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, councils have tried to allude that honorable members were taken under oath by Njuri Ncheke. Honorable Speaker, I want to bring to the attention of the honorable members and also the councils for the governor that I'm a member of Njuri Ncheke, Honorable Speaker. And Article 11 of our Constitution, Article 11 of our Constitution talks about culture. And Honorable Speaker, Njuri Ncheke is a cultural association which has a definite or a definition of its members. And Honorable Speaker, from the beginning, they should have known that Njuri Ncheke is a men's only association. Honorable Speaker, there is nowhere that you can be taken under oath or you can be conducted to take oath if you are not a member of that association or subscribe to their ideologies. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, on that material day that they are talking about, it was a function, a state function. In fact, it was led by the CS for Environment, one Honorable Soipan Tuya. We are also in the company of one Honorable Medikal Inturi, who is the CS for Agriculture. And the function that was being held at the Njuri Ncheke shrines was to plant trees. Therefore, that is why they allowed even non-members in that shrine. But Honorable Speaker, you would wonder, because there is no time that women have been members of Njuri Ncheke, how the Njuri Ncheke Association could take women and hold Honorable Speaker because they are not their members. That has been an handoff, Honorable Speaker. But nevertheless, I've said that the Constitution, it says in Article 11, this Constitution recognizes culture as the foundation of the nation and as the cumulative civilization of Kenyan people and nation. It continues and says that states shall promote all forms of national and cultural expression through literature, the arts, traditional celebrations, like we did there at the Njuri Ncheke Shrine, science, communication information, mass media, publications, libraries, and other cultural heritage. That's why even if you go in the National Museum of Kenya, you find information there about Njuri Ncheke, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, that claim is unfounded and it can't hold in water even in a court of law, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, they have talked that they have indicated that the deputy governor took oath of office on that day. But Honorable Speaker, that is ridiculous from land and councils, because we all understand how a deputy governor comes into office. That is once the governor vacates the office. And right now, Honorable Speaker, during this debate, there is no way I've had any member attribute to the assumption of into office of the deputy governor. So it is their own creation in their mind, and I'm happy because it shows that they are sure our grounds and our accounts will hold water even in the Senate and courts of law, and Governor Kawira Mwangaza will be impeached, and one Mutuma Ntwethinkia will ascend into office. Because I wonder why they would say that one deputy governor was oathed into office, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, they even talked of treason, Honorable Speaker, and I wanted to find out where, because treason is maybe where one betrays the country, and in this case we are speaking about our county, where one to think here committed treason by either betraying or killing or anything so that they can assume office. Honorable Speaker, that is truly unfounded and also unsubstantiated, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, one Council Dunstan has indicated that they are here under instructions of their client, one Honorable Kawira Mwangaza, and because he talked of relatives, and I'm sure, Honorable Speaker, he must be knowing very well his client. I want to ask if one Honorable Kawira Mwangaza is married to his brother Murega Baichu, because he indicated that we are all brothers. Therefore, maybe at a later day they will substantiate and tell us if it is the case. But Honorable Speaker, I want to avert that the councils are here only to earn legal fees. There's nothing more. There's nothing more that because they have not purged those into the claims, they have used a lot of English and
into a majority. I believe you also, if you are a lawyer, you won't be the same. So respect that profession. And indeed, I appreciate that the council, Dunstan Omari, has really appreciated you. There are so many lawyers in this room, and he has invited you to join the profession. So don't poke holes in the profession, because 2027 may find you being a lawyer.
I'm not attacking the profession, Honorable Speaker. I really like lawyers and advocates. I'm saying for this instance, what has happened, because I expected them to purge those into my claims and allegations, but they have taken us round and round, and unsubstantiated claims that they have, Honorable Speaker. I want to note, Honorable Speaker, because it has been also mentioned that the PA to the DG, to the Deputy Governor, and the Deputy Governor are relatives. That is not true, Honorable Speaker. The personal assistant to the governor, to the Deputy Governor, sorry, and the personal driver to the Deputy Governor are not related at all, unless we use Dunstan Omari's definition of relatives. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, this China trip has brought a lot of heat from their side. And Honorable Speaker, as I was sitting here, I was asking myself, because there is nowhere in my motion I've indicated that the county lost resources or funds through this trip, Honorable Speaker. My charge is nepotism. And if at all we use Dunstan Omari's definition of relatives, I would wonder, why didn't the governor move along the streets of Meru town and just pick anyone else and not her brother and her sister to take them as under the definition of the technical team for a trip to China? Furthermore, they are saying it was a private trip, Honorable Speaker. I was wondering, where is the family of maybe the relatives of the governor setting up a medical cancer center in this county, Honorable Speaker? And in the letter from the Beijing Tech Limited Company says in reference, let me get it, Honorable Speaker. A rinse yeah, we are delighted to invite you and your distinguished members to visit us in China for you to witness and benchmark our state-of-art linear accelerator machines designed and manufactured in China in reference to our planned planned cancer treatment center in Meru, Kenya. Meaning there was prior discussions on our speaker between the company and the governor of Meru, not anybody else, not the private governor Kawira Mwangaza. It's in reference to our planned cancer treatment center in Meru, Kenya. That alone, governor, on our speaker, ties the governor, the official governor, to this trip to China, which means, Honorable Speaker, that the governor favored our relatives to go to China in where they sacrificed maybe people who have medical knowledge. And Honorable Speaker, like I said earlier, this is highly regrettable because Meru is a high incidence cancer county. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, these are already proved, and I'm sure even the councils will advise the governor maybe otherwise, because this one, if we take it to the Senate, I'm sure it will hold ground. And Honorable Speaker, one, Governor Kawira Mwangaza's impeachment will go through. Honorable Speaker, maybe as I wind up, the Okolea activity, Honorable Speaker, Council Mutuma said, Council Dunstan has said it's a church event. We have no problem with that, Honorable Speaker. But in my motion, I am noting that they were warned in the Senate that they shouldn't conflict private charity and government official operations, Honorable Speaker. That is why in my evidence, I've given and I've shown how government vehicles were used in Okolea function. I've also indicated how county government employees were involved in running Okolea activities. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, we are losing county resources. This is a embezzlement of county funds because these are employees paid by public money. These are vehicles purchased and fueled by taxpayers' money, and they are being used in the Okolea activity, which is dubbed a private church event, Honorable Speaker. If it was a church event, what were government vehicles doing there? What were government employees doing there? Because they have been charged in the Maua law courts that they were available, they were there during the fracas that came out, or the fracas that arose from that function, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, today, in the era that we are living, we can't wish away social media, Honorable Speaker. It's true, some, like they indicated, some people have created parody accounts and others. But the information that we have sourced for, Honorable Speaker, is from one's Honorable Kawira Mwangaza Facebook page that is even verified, that has been used to pass even official government information. Therefore, we can't just take it lightly that the governor communicates through a Facebook page that have named this road after my husband, Murega Baichu, and the same thing, at the same time, even Murega Baichu's page, for official Facebook page, responds and says that I have accepted that the road should be named after me, and if I get money, I'll tarmac that road. Honorable Speaker, we can't just wish away that post, because we have seen that we get information from other leaders' official Facebook page. Even the president of this country runs an official Facebook page that is verified. State House runs an official Facebook page that is verified. And we all go there to seek official information of what is transpiring in the government, Honorable Speaker. Therefore, to tell us it was a social media post is unfounded, Honorable Speaker, and that count should hold. Honorable Speaker, also I've heard them indicate that traffic marshals is also creation of social media, but we played a video here showing the governor herself launching and commissioning the traffic marshals. And she even gave them roles, Honorable Speaker. Of course, we agree it is a noble task, like Dunstan noted. But even if it is a noble task, Honorable Speaker, you don't break the law because these people are being paid using taxpayers' money. Therefore, the allegation that is, or the counterclaim that it is on a social media issue is unfounded, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, in my motion, there is no way I have addressed firing of the county secretary like Council Mutuma indicated. And Honorable Speaker,
Honorable Leader Majority, you have 10 minutes. Please,
I'm winding up, Honorable Speaker. Council Dunstan talked of a punishment that the Assembly should give to anyone who breaks the law. And he indicated that maybe while he was in the Senate, someone was fined to a tune of 500,000 because they didn't attend committee summons. And Honorable Speaker, I want to tell him it is the prerogative of the Assembly to determine the punishment that they are going to vet out, to give out to the one who breaks the law. And this Assembly has decided, as a result of one Honorable Kawira Mwangaza failing to honor the county assembly summons, as a result, because she is the one who has shown the other officers an example. We have an invited CCM financier, she didn't come. Chief of staff, she didn't come. County secretary, she didn't come. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, so that we can teach these people a lesson that the Assembly has got powers to summon anyone, to give evidence, to give information that they have pertaining matters to do with the county, then this Assembly has decided to vet out or to give out the highest form of punishment to the highest office holder in the county, who is Governor Kawira Mwangaza, through impeachment. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, they have also talked about the public participation. And Honorable Speaker, I want to say there is no stipulated threshold of public participation. It only needs to be meaningful so that we can say we held a public participation, Honorable Speaker, either held at the village level, either held at the county level, either held at the ward level. It only needs to be meaningful, Honorable Speaker. And this is not the first public participation that we are holding, Honorable Speaker. We have seen even the executive arm of the government itself holding public participation for budget. We have seen them hold public participation for CIDP. We have seen them hold so many public participation. We have also seen from the National Assembly, Honorable Speaker, unless they tell us that even the National Assembly, whenever they want to conduct public participation, they must visit every constituency. That has not ever happened. They just appoint where members of the public should congregate and give their opinions, and that is the same thing that the Assembly did. And in fact, we tried our best to take it to the lowest level where all members of the public in that constituency can get to that place and give their opinion, Honorable Speaker. Furthermore, we gave out a notice of 7 days. After I gave the notice of motion here, it was advertised in all media, in print media, in radios, that members are allowed to submit written memoranda to the Assembly through an email or through the office of the clerk, and that was done, Honorable Speaker. So I would want to say that the public participation that we held was sufficient. The report has been tabled here, and we'll attach the report to this motion as it proceeds to Senate, so that even the councils for the governor can be able to interrogate it and see that the majority of Meru County residents saying that Governor Kawira Mwangaza should be impeached. Honorable Speaker, in those few remarks, as my colleague is saying, I want to say that, Honorable Speaker, we must undertake this impeachment of the governor with the liturgical preference and utmost urgency, because as the legitimate representatives of the people, we will achieve a great patriotic feat by returning Meru to normalcy and the path of rationality and authentic leadership, Honorable Speaker. With those few remarks, I end my contribution.
Thank you, Honorable Leader of Majority. And before we continue, Honorable members, please allow me to recognize the foreign councils who are with us and who have been with us the whole day. Caroline Kamende, Ashabamak, Baptista Wirigi, Marius Maranya, Kawira Mugambi, and of course, Wenda Kenywa, Elias Mutuma, and our big brother Council, Dunstan Omari. And I also believe that you not leave before we conclude the issue that is with us. Honorable members, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order number 54-2, I now pose the question, which is: 1. Whereas Articles 10 and 73 of the Constitution, Section 3 and 16 of the Leadership and Integrity Act 2012, the Leadership and Integrity Act, Sections 9, 10, and 12 of the Public Officers Ethics Act 2003, the Public Officer Ethics Act established, among others, the rule of law, democracy, human dignity, courtesy, respect, inclusiveness, equality, human rights, integrity, professionalism, non-discrimination, protection of the marginalized, good governance, transparency, and accountability as part of the national values and principles of governance. 2. Articles 10, 73, and 75 of the Constitution require state officers at all times, whether in the public or private life, to behave in a manner that, among other things, 1, brings honor to the nation and dignity to the office that a state officer owns. 2, ensures decisions are not influenced by nepotism, favoritism, or other improper motives. 3, demonstrate discipline and commitment in service to the people. And 4, avoids demeaning the office that a state officer owns. 3, Article 10, 232, 235, and 236 of the Constitution and Section 59, 59A, 60, 62, 63, 64, and 65 of the County Government Act 2012, the County Government Act provides for the values and principles of public service and establish an elaborate regulatory framework for the establishment of county public offices and the recruitment and employment, deployment, transfer, and dismissal of county public officers. 4, Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Government Act, and the Standing Order number 65 of the Standing Orders of the County Assembly provide for the impeachment of county governors for 1, gross violation of the Constitution, 2, gross violation of any other law, and 3, abuse of office, and 4, gross misconduct. 5, the governor has, despite a previous impeachment process and warnings from the Senate, persisted in discreditable acts, the discreditable acts that singly and collectively amount to 1, gross violation of the Constitution, 2, gross violation of various national and county laws, 3, gross abuse of office, and 4, gross misconduct. 6, the indiscreditable acts have exposed the office of the governor, the office of the deputy governor, the assembly and its leadership, and the people of Meru County, the county, to national shame, scandal, embarrassment, ridicule, and disgrace. 7, the indiscreditable acts have created a toxic environment in which the governor cannot be legitimately expected or relied upon to work harmoniously with the deputy governor, county government staff, MCAs, and other elected leaders. 8, the governor's continued stay in office has persistently undermined effective and efficient service delivery and gravely hurt the interests of the people of the county. 9, the Assembly resolves to impeach the governor under Article 181 of the Constitution, Section 33 of the County Government Act, and the Standing Orders 65 of the Standing Orders of the Assembly on the following grounds. Count 1, misappropriation and misuse of county resources. 10, the governor has grossly violated, among others, Articles 10, 73, 201, 226, 226.5, 227, and 232 of the Constitution, Section 8, 12, 13, 1, 16, 17, and 35 of Leadership and Integrity Act 2012. The Integrity Act, Section 55 and 66 of the Public Procurement and Asset Disposal Act 2015. The Procurement Act and Section 45, 2, and 46 of the Anti-Corruption
and Economic Crimes Act, the Anti-Corruption Act by engagement, connivance, or complicity in the following. A, the embezzlement of county funds through the governor's sisters, Rose Kinya Guantai and Miriam Guantai, brother Ken Guantai, Murangeri, brother-in-law Nefat Kenywa, and the nephew to the governor's husband, Edwin Mutuma Murangeri, all of whom are from now on correctly referred to as the governor's relatives. B, the withdrawal of county funds under the guise of payments for various supplies by the governor relatives, yet they, i.e. the governor's relatives, are ineligible to tender for supplying goods or services to the county government. C, paying full salary and benefits for more than a year to Dr. Ntoiti, CEO of County Revenue Board, Paul Mwaki, CEO of Liquor Board, Kenneth Kimathi Mbaye, CEO of the Meru Microfinance, and Joseph Kithure Mberia, CEO MEWAS, well knowing that those officers were not rendering any services to the county. And B, the diversion and misuse of county resources, including funds and motor vehicles, to run the governor's private charity debt of Korea, despite our previous promise to the Senate in previous impeachment proceedings to refrain from conflating official county operations and Korea operations. 11, evidence of the governor's engagement, connivance, stroke complicity in the preceding and gross violations of the Constitution and the law. 2, gross misconduct, and 3, gross abuse of office to be found in A, accompanied by Durandera Saresh Mutuma to the Ethics and Corruption Commission, the EACC, dated 11 August 2023, and the attachment to it, a copy of which is produced on pages 1 to 29 of the exhibits. B, a letter by the clerk of the Assembly dated 9 October 2023, requesting a certified copy of our Meru County infamous records, a copy of which produced on page 30 of the exhibit. C, a letter by the CCM for Finance dated 11 October 2023, declining to furnish a certified copy of Meru County infamous records on frivolous grounds, thus inviting an adverse inference against the governor in relation to the complaints raised by Mutuma Saresho Durandera, a copy of which is produced on pages 1 to 32 of the exhibits. D, payslips on Dr. John Toiti, Joseph Kithure Mberia, and Kenneth Kimathi Mbaye, copies of which are produced on pages 33 to 41 of the exhibits. And E, the Maua Chief Magistrate Court miscellaneous criminal application number E085 of 2023, a copy of which is produced on pages 42 to 47 of the exhibits. F, charge sheets against Taresh Monene Kanga, Araya Samaritan, and Isaiah Ntoribi Keyoki, employees of the county government, relating to the violence that erupted at the governors of Korea Rari at Makiri, copies of which are produced on pages 48 to 49 of the exhibits. G, payslips for Saresh Monene Kanga, Araya Samaritan, and Isaiah Ntoribi Keyoki, confirming their status as employees of the county, copies of which are produced on pages 50 to 51 of the exhibit. And H, a video recording of the violence that erupted at the Korea Rally held at Makiri on 16 September 2023, which is saved in the flash disk presented here with, and the transcript of which is produced on pages 52 to 53 of the exhibits. County 2, nepotism and related unethical practices. 12, the governor has grossly violated, among others, 1, Article 10, 232, 235, and 236 of the Constitution. 2, Section 12, 17, and 24 of the Public Officer Ethics Act 2003. 2, Section 13(1), B, F, 16, and 24 of the Leadership Integrity Act 2012. And 4, Section 55, 59, 59A, 60, 62, 63, 64, and 65 of the County Government Act 2012. The County Government Act by engagement, connivance, or complicity in the following. A, fraudulently misrepresenting the governor's relatives as a technical team for purposes of travel to China to inspect and certify cancer treatment equipment while knowing that the governor's relatives are not medical professionals. B, employing Edwin Mutuma Murangiri, who is a nephew to the governor's husband, as the CEO of Meru Youth Service MYS and acting chief officer of the Department of Finance. C, the designation of Nefat Kenywa, who is the governor's brother-in-law, as the director of external linkages without transparent and competitive recruitment. And D, assigning diplomatic duties, namely engagement with foreign diplomats and dignitaries to our unqualified sisters, i.e. Miriam Gwantai, PA, and Rose Gwantai, the bodyguard. 13, evidence of the governor's engagement, connivance, and also complicity in the proceeding. 1, gross violation of the Constitution and the law. 2, gross misconduct. And 3, gross abuse of office is to be found in A, a letter by the EACC to the governor dated 19th October 2022 relating to nepotism, cronyism, and other unethical acts, a copy of which is produced on page 54 to 56 of the exhibit. Letter alluded to in the sub-paragraph A above, confirming the employment status of the governor's close relative, a copy of which is produced on pages 57 to 59 of the exhibit. C, letters in English and Chinese by Beijing for installation at a cancer treatment center in Meru, copies of which are produced on pages 60 to 67 of the exhibit. D, a letter from the county government to the State Department for Devolution dated 26 March 2023, a copy of which is produced on pages 68 to 75 of the exhibit. E, an internal memo by Kusa Asel to the Principal Secretary, State Department for Devolution dated 5th June 2023, a copy of which is produced on pages 76 to 85 of the exhibit. F, a letter from the State Department for Devolution to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs dated 5th June 2023, a copy of which is produced on pages 86 of the exhibit. G, videos of the governor's relatives trip to China, which are produced in the first disc presented herewith. H, a letter dated 6th June 2023 describing Nefat Kenywa as the director of external leakages, a copy of which is produced on page 87 of the exhibit. I, a short list and interview schedule for various posts in the office of the governor, dated 6 September 2023, a copy of which is produced on pages 88 to 91 of the exhibit. J, an internal memo dated 29 August 2023, appointing Edwin Mutuma Murangiri, the CEO of Meru Youth Service, as the acting chief officer for finance, a copy of which is produced on pages 92 to 93 of the exhibit. And K, screen grabs of the governor's official Facebook page on 23rd May 2023, copies of which are produced on pages 94 to 100 of the exhibits. Count 3, bullying, verification, and demeaning other readers. 14, the governor has grossly violated, among others, Articles 1, Articles 10, 19, 2, 28, 73, 75, and 179 of the Constitution. 2, Sections 9B, 19, and 24 of the Public Officer Ethics Act. 3, Section 29 and 34 of the Leadership Integrity Act, and 4, Section 32 and 3C and D of the County Government Act by engagement, connivance, and or through complicity in, among others, the following. A, exclusion of the deputy governor from county executive committee meetings and other official functions. B, bullying, undermining, and posting, insulting, and demeaning messages about the deputy governor in our subgroup styled Third Government 012, whose membership includes several officers who are subordinate to the deputy governor. C, encouraging and condoning insubordination and the making of insulting and demeaning public utterances by subordinate staff against the deputy governor and other elected leaders. D, bullying, undermining, and posting insulting and demeaning messages about the deputy governor in our subgroup styled county admin services, whose membership includes several officers who are subordinate to the deputy governor. E, encouraging and condoning the removal of the deputy governor by junior officers from official county or sub-communication forums. F, arbitrary suspension, dismissal, withdrawal and frustration of the staff of the office of the deputy governor. G, illegally, irregularly, and fraudulently owning the deputy governor's staff out of office by purporting to accept their non-existent designations. H, arbitrary reduction, suspension, and withdrawal of budgetary facilitation for legitimate operations of the office of the deputy governor. I, threatening to inflict bodily harm against the deputy governor orally and in WhatsApp chats. J, forceful breaking, entry, and ransacking of the deputy governor's office. K, changing the locks to the deputy governor's office. I, arbitrary location of the deputy governor's office. M, arbitrary withdrawal of the security from the deputy governor's residences. And N, persistently making demeaning public utterances against other elected leaders, despite the same issue featuring prominently in the previous impeachment proceedings. Or making insightful, insulting, and demeaning remarks against other leaders by falsely accusing them of catholicism at a presidential Thanksgiving service held in Lare, despite this issue arising in previous impeachment proceedings. And P, encouraging, conveying, and condoning a husband's insulting and demeaning public utterances and musical performances against other elected leaders, despite this issue featuring in previous impeachment proceedings. 15, evidence of the governor's engagement, connivance, and complicity in the proceeding. 1, gross violations of the Constitution and the law. 2, gross misconduct. And 3, gross abuse of office to be found in A, the answer of the meeting of the Sector Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs, and Cohesion held on 29 September 2023, a copy of which is produced on pages 101 to 124 of the exhibits. B, screen grabs from the WhatsApp groups styled 3 Government 012 and counter admin services, copies of which are produced on pages 125 to 194 of the exhibits. C, correspondence relating to the appointment of Patrick Nkonga as the personal assistant to the deputy governor, a copy of which is produced on pages 195 to 198 of the exhibit. D, a letter by the governor chief of staff dated 22 May 2023, purporting to accept an non-existent designation of Patrick Nkonga, a copy of which is produced on pages 199 of the exhibit. The purported designation of Patrick Nkonga on 18th May 2023 is a publication of the governor's chief of staff. E, a claim by Patrick Nkonga for withheld salary dated 25th August 2023, a copy of which is produced on pages 200 to 201 of the exhibit. F, the appointment letter for Kambudo Pogi Kamati as the chief driver to the deputy governor dated 30th August 2022, a copy of which is produced on pages 202 to 203 of the exhibit. G, a letter by the governor's chief of staff dated 19th May 2023, purporting to accept an non-existent designation from Kambudo Pogi Kamati, a copy of which is produced on page 204 of the exhibit. H, a demand letter by Kambudo Pogi Kamati advocates for withheld salary dated 13th June 2023, a copy of which is produced on pages 205 to 211 of the exhibit. I, a letter by the deputy governor's personal assistant, the chief officer public administration, dated 14 July 2023, a copy of which is produced on page 212 of the exhibits. J, correspondence dated 11 August 2023 to 11 September 2023 relating to repairs, services, and fuel for the deputy governors, official motor vehicles, copies of which are produced on pages 213 to 219 of the exhibit. K, an internal memo by the deputy governor personal assistant to the chief officer in finance dated 29 August 2023, requesting facilitation to attend a Meru leaders meeting at the Nakuru State Launch, a copy of which is produced on pages 220 to 225 of the exhibit. I, an internal memo by the Deputy Governor to the County Secretary relating to CEC's meetings dated 23 August 2023, a copy of which is produced on pages 226 of the exhibit. M, correspondence between the Governor, Chief of Staff, the Deputy Governor, and the County Secretary dated 30 August 2023 to 12 September 2023 relating to the relocation of the Deputy Governor's office, copies of which are produced on pages 227 to 29 of the exhibit. N, a letter by the Deputy Governor to the Speaker of the Meru County Assembly relating to office facilitation dated 30 August 2023, a copy of which is produced on pages 230 of the exhibit. O, a letter by the Deputy Governor to the Speaker of the Meru County Assembly relating to exclusion from CEC meetings dated 30 August 2023, a copy of which is produced on page 231 of the exhibit. P, a letter by the Deputy Governor, the Secretary of the County Public Service Board relating to the staffing of the Deputy Governor's office dated 30 August 2023, a copy of which is produced on page 232 of the exhibit. Q, a letter by the Deputy Governor to the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya relating to reconciliation dated 1 September 2023, a copy of which is produced on page 233 of the exhibit. HAL, a letter by the Deputy Governor to the Clerk of the Senate relating to an invitation to CEC meetings and office facilitation dated 1 September 2023, a copy of which is produced on page 234 of the exhibit. S, a letter by the Deputy Governor to the Chairperson of the Council of Governors and the Chairperson of the Deputy Governor's Caucus relating to reconciliation dated 1 September 2023, a copy of which is produced on page 235 of the exhibit. T, an internal memo by the Deputy Governor to the County Secretary dated 11 September 2023, a copy of which is produced on page 236 of the exhibit. U, receipts evidencing the Deputy Governor's expense on official motor vehicles after denial of facilitation, copies of which are produced on pages 237 to 42 of the exhibit. V, correspondence relating to invitation of the CCM for finance to appear before the Assembly to shed light on complaints by the Deputy Governor, a copy of which is produced on page 243 to 248 of the exhibit. W, police OB numbers relating to breaking in the Deputy Governor's office and forgery for his driver's resignation letter, copies of which are produced on page 249 of the exhibit. And Hex, a video recording of the governors accusing other leaders of cartelism at a presidential Thanksgiving service held in Dare, which is saved in the flash disk presented here with, and a transcript of which is produced on page 250 of the exhibits. Y, video recording of an insulting, demeaning, and insightful musical performance by the governor and husband at Kyotene, which is saved in the flash disk presented here with, and the transcript of which is produced on pages 251 to 252 of the exhibits. Then, video recording of the governor chief of staff making highly vulgar, insulting, demeaning, and insightful remarks against the deputy governor of Ita TV owned by the governor through relatives and proxies, which is saved in the flash disk presented here with, and the transcript of which is produced on page 447 of the exhibit. And lastly, video recording of the governor dishing MCAs and other elected leaders at a public rally and boasting of how she easily won previous impeachment proceedings, a copy of which is saved in the flash disk presented here with. Count 4, illegal appointment and usurpation of statutory powers. 16, the governor has grossly violated, among others, 1 Articles 10, 41, 201, 235, and 236 of the Constitution. 2, Section 17 of Public Officer Ethics Act. 3, Section 45, 55, 59, 59A, 60, 62, 63, 64, and 65 of the County Government Act. 4, Section 4, the Public Appointment County Assemblies Approval Act 2017. 5, Section 34(3) of the Public Service Commission Act 2017. 6, Section 9(2) of the Meru County Revenue Board Act 2014, 7, Section 4.2 of the Meru County Aquatic Risk Control Board, 8, Section 11.2 of the Meru County Microfinance Corporation Act, and 9, Section 8.2 of the Meru County Water Services and Sanitation Act 2014 by engagement and the connivance or complicity in, among others, the following. A, appointing Kenneth Mweti Riongo as a chief officer without county assembly approval. And B, sending to it CEO of the County Revenue Board, former Mwaki CEO of the Rickham Board, Kenneth Kimathi Mbaye, Managing Director of the Meru Microfinance Corporation, and Joseph Kidure, various CEO MEWAS, on indefinite compulsory leave with full salary and benefit in the exception of the powers of the appointment authorities under the relevant Meru County laws. C, deploying the other persons in breach of a court order to perform the functions of the persons alluded to in subglab C above. D, appointing and qualified persons Edwin Mutuma Murangiri, Kennedy Mweti Riongo, and Gitobu Kanata as acting chief officers without the requisite competitive recruitment and recommendation of the County Public Service Board. E, disregarding the criteria for the establishment of offices within the county public service by recruiting traffic marshals without the involvement of the County Public Service Board. F, usurping the powers of the County Public Service Board by creating offices of the traffic marshals, which is the sole preserve of the County Public Service Board. G, employing unbroken workforce, more than 100 personal staff in the office of the governor. H, irregularly designating and paying various cleaners as senior support staff, while having 16 support staff. I, appointing the following persons to hold county offices in an acting capacity for more than 6 months. 1, Monica Kagwema, Chief Officer Youth. 2, Kome Muduri, Director Health Services. 3, Francis Mungai, CEO, County Revenue Board. And 4, Cyrus Babu Muguna, CEO, Rickham Board. 17, evidence of the governor's engagement, connivance, and complicity in the preceding. 1, gross violations of the Constitution and the law. 2, gross misconduct, and 3, gross abuse of office is to be found in A, documents relating to the staffing needs of the office of governor, adverts and shortlisting of chief officers, copies of which are produced on pages 253 to 294 of the exhibits. B, an internal memo by the County Secretary dated 23rd August 2023, a copy of which is produced on pages 295 to 296 of the exhibits. C, summons issued by the Assembly Sector Committee on Labor, Public Service and Social Welfare on 26 September 2023, copies of which are produced on pages 297 to 310 of the exhibits. D, response by the County Secretary communicating the decision of the governor, the Chief of Staff, County Secretary, CCM Finance, and the Fleet Manager not to appear before the Sectoral Committee of the Assembly, thus inviting an adverse interference against the governor, a copy of which is produced on pages 311 to 312 of the exhibit. E, the answer of the meeting of the Sectoral Committee on Labor, Public Service and Social Welfare held on 5th October 2023, a copy of which is produced on pages 313 to 323 of the exhibits. F, the County Public Service Human Resources Manual 2013 and the Public Service Commission Human Rights. I will repeat F, the County Public Service Human Resources Manual 2013 and the Public Service Commission Human Resources Manual 2016, relevant extract of which are produced on pages 324 to 334 of the exhibits. And G, internal memo dated 22nd December 2022 by the County Public Service Board to Chief Officers through the County Secretary advising on transfers, appointment, and establishment of offices within the county public service, a copy of which is produced on pages 335 of the exhibit. H, letters sending various officers on compulsory leave, copies of which are produced on pages 336 to 342 of the exhibit. I, circular guidelines from the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee, Transition Authority, and the Salaries and Remuneration Commission on the staffing of the office of the governor, copies of which are produced on pages 343 to 353 of the exhibit. J, correspondence relating to the broadened workforce in the governor's office, copies of which are produced on pages 354 to 362 of the exhibit. K, payslips relating to some of the broadened workforce in the office of the governor, copies which are produced on pages 363 to 382 of the exhibit. L, correspondences between the Assembly and the County Public Service Board on the appointment of chief officers and the employment of various staff within the office of the governor, copies of which are produced on pages 383 to 408 of the exhibit. M, screen grabs from the governor's official Facebook page relating to the appointment of traffic marshals, copies of which are produced on pages 409 to 412 of the exhibit. And hen, a video recording of the governor flagging up traffic marshals saved in the flash disk presented herewith, and a transcript of which is produced on pages 413 to 414 of the exhibit. Count 5, contempt of court. The governor has grossly violated, among others, 1, Article 10 and 73 of the Constitution, 2, Section 7 of the Leadership Integrity Act by engagement, and 3, Section 10 of the Public Officer Ethics Act, and by connivance through complicity in contumacious, stubborn refusal to obey law of court orders, evidence of the governor's engagement, connivance through complicity in this gross violation of the Constitution and the law. Gross misconduct and the gross abuse of office is to be found in A, video recording saved in the flash disk presented herewith, and a transcript of which is produced on page 415 of the exhibit. B, an order issued by the Employment and Labor Relations Court on 7th October 2023, a copy of which is produced on pages 416 to 417 of the exhibit. C, a ruling delivered by the Employment and Labor Relations Court at Meru on 29 September 2023, finding the governor and other persons guilty of contempt, a copy of which is produced on pages 418 to 439 of the exhibit. And the D, an order extracted from the ruling, addendum 2 in the preceding sub-paragraph, a copy of which is produced on pages 440 to 441 of the exhibit. County 6, illegally naming a public road against County 6, illegally naming a public road after husband. 19, the governor has grossly violated, among others, Articles 10 and 73 of the Constitution, 2, Section 7 and 11(1)(c) of the Meru County Owners and Awards Act 2018 by naming a public road after husband without following the applicable statutory procedures. 20, evidence of the governor's engagement, connivance, and complicity in the foresaid gross violation of the Constitution and the law, gross misconduct, and 3, gross abuse of office is to be found in A, a screen grab from the governor's official Facebook page, a copy of which is produced on page 442 of the exhibit, and B, a screen grab from the governor's husband official Facebook page, a copy of which is produced on page 443 of the exhibit. Count 7, a contempt of the Assembly. 21, the governor has grossly violated, among others, Articles 10, 174(1), 185(3), and 185 of the Constitution, Section 39 of the County Government Act 2012, and 3, Section 18, 22, and 27 of the County Assembly's Powers and Privileges Act 2017 by engagement, connivance So complicity in the following: A, refusing to honor off summons to appear before the Assembly's Sectoral Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs, and Cohesion to answer questions on the matters raised in the preceding part of this impeachment motion. B, directing our Chief of Staff and accomplice and Raki in Morpheans to write a contemptuous letter to the Assembly in response to rough summons to appear before the Assembly's Sectoral Committee on Justice, Legal Affairs, and Cohesion. And C, in the refusal by the CCM Finance and Council Secretary to furnish document to the Assembly on the previous grounds that one, an incoherent audit process was underway, and two, the matters raised by the Assembly were subjudice, the latter previous ground being also deciduous and contravened when viewed against the fact that the governor has already been convicted of contempt of court. 22, evidence of the governor's engagement, connivance, so complicity in the aforesaid gross violation of the Constitution and the law is to be found in a letter by the governor's chief of staff dated 11 October 2023, a copy of which is produced on pages 444 to 445 of the exhibits. Honourable members, this being a question that has rationed over a vote by 2/3 of the members, that is 69 honourable members of this House, voting will be done through a roll call voting, which honourable members will be called in alphabetic order, and when the so-called a member will declare from where he or she sits that either I vote yes, I vote aye, or I vote nay, or I abstain. Honourable members, I'll repeat this one: either I vote aye, or I vote nay, or I abstain. I now therefore call upon the sergeant at arms to ring the division bell for a period not exceeding 10 minutes.
Honourable members, please note there's nobody who is going to be around to move out when the bell is being rung. Please remain seated. Yes, the two whips, that is Honorable Jim Mochoi and the MK, are the only ones who have the privilege to move out and whip the members. The other members will remain seated. Order, members, please resume your seats. Order, members. Honor members, we will now commence the voting. Please, clerk, take the vote. And as we vote, honor members, if you are supporting, you can say yes. If you are not supporting, you can say no, or you can abstain. So you can vote yes, you can vote no, you can abstain, whichever one that you like. Yes, clerk.
Honorable Agnes Karemi Gwantai.
I vote yes.
Honorable Ali Mwenda Murongi.
On behalf of residents of Jawand and myself, I vote yes.
Honorable Aurelio Murangeri Kiramana.
I, Aurelio Murangeri Kiramana, vote yes.
Honorable Benson Mwenda Kirenya.
I, Honorable Kirinya Mwenda, and for the interests of the great youth of Meru, I vote yes.
Honorable Caleb Mutegia Kibuko.
I vote yes.
Honorable Catherine Kamadhi Jeremiah.
I vote yes.
Honorable Daniel Mokoronia Mekwa.
I vote yes.
Honorable Dennis Kiogora DMK.
I vote yes.
Honorable Doris Gaki Nkonge.
I vote yes.
Honorable Douglas Motea.
For the interest of Meru people, I vote yes.
Honorable Duncan Kangwana Mireti.
To save the Meru people, and we vote yes.
Honorable Edith McKenna Mugaine. Honorable Elijah Peter Kemadi.
I vote yes.
Honorable Evans Mawera Karia.
I vote yes.
Honorable Faith Kananu Kome. Honorable Felix Kidenji Murigi.
I vote yes.
Honorable Frederick Mburugo Kuchiana.
I, Frederick Burugo, for the interest of the great people of Antamboi, I vote yes.
Honorable Frederick Mubichi Krema.
I vote yes.
Honorable Frinda Naito Getobu. Honorable Gacheri Mudoni Muthuri.
I vote yes.
Honorable Godwin Mutembe Mbioki.
For the interest of this great county, I vote yes.
Honorable Grace Kambura Thuranera.
For the interest and to avoid the same numero, I vote yes.
Honorable Henry Thuranera.
Okay, for the interest of the people who are Mwadi Ward and the greater people of Meru, and to do away with the same in Meru County, I vote yes.
Honorable Irene McKenna.
I vote yes.
Honorable Jacob Mwirigi Muthuri.
I vote yes.
Honorable James Mugambi Mungathia.
I vote yes.
Honorable Jane Rose Ngutamate.
I vote yes.
Honorable Jennifer McKenna Morogocho.
I vote yes.
Honorable Jim Muchoi Domiano. Dionisio, sorry.
In solidarity with cancer victims in this county and on behalf of great people of Adwana, I vote yes.
Honorable John Kithenji Edaiba.
I vote yes.
Honorable John Moguna Thuranera. Honorable Joseph Mauren Konya.
For the interest of people of Antubetwe and Meru at large, I vote yes.
Honorable Joseph Mwenda Iteri.
For the interest of Meru people, I vote yes.
Honorable Joseph Njoke Mugambi.
I vote yes.
Honorable Josephat Bario Ntomoithia.
I vote yes.
Honorable Josephat Mugambi.
I vote yes.
Honorable Julius Kawira Ambao.
I vote yes.
Honorable Julius Mereti.
For the good of the people of Mekidori and Meru County, I vote yes.
Honorable Kawira Dorsen.
I vote big yes.
Honorable Karemi Kilengo.
I, Karemi Kilingo, I do vote yes.
Honorable Ken Mugambi Naibae Igweta.
Napiga ndio.
Honorable Ken.
Please, Ken Ibae, it is a yes, no, or abstain. Please.
I vote yes.
Okay, Honorable Kenneth Mainge Motweri. Honorable Kiunga Joshua Methiaru. Honorable Lucy McKenna Jackson.
I vote yes.
Honorable Martin Kimathi Muriungi.
On behalf of Timor people and governor comes from, I vote yes.
Honorable Martin Kome Itonga.
Oh, yes.
Honorable Morris Tarangwe Itumito.
Modest Ntarangwe and Akrangondo people, we vote yes.
Honorable Nere Mokami. Honorable Nicholas Kenya Josephat. Honorable Patrick Kadorima Tururu.
For people of Utima West, I vote yes.
Honorable Patrick Muthuri Morethi.
I vote yes.
Honorable Patrick Motuma.
I vote yes.
Honorable Patrick Mwirigi Murioki.
For the sake of the great people of Tunene want, I vote yes.
Honorable Paul Damiano Muchoi.
I vote yes.
Honorable Ruby Tonya Nazareth.
I vote yes.
Honorable Ruth Kananu Rimungi. Honorable Salome Kirito Mutua.
For purpose of good leadership and good governance, I vote yes.
Honorable Sarah Gaki Kaberia.
I vote yes.
Honorable Secondina Kanini Bundi.
I vote yes.
Honorable Silas Mithika Tomucheke.
Oh, I vote yes.
Honorable Simon Kiambi Ngaroni. Honorable Sophia Kajuju Meme.
I vote yes.
Honorable Stephen Gakure Nchebere.
I vote a big yes.
Honorable Stephen Kairen Bijewe.
Okay, I'm Stephen Bijiwe Kairi, and I've heard the voice of the people of Kangeta, and I vote yes.
Honorable Harun Guantai Duranera.
Through the powers vested in me by the people of Abogeta East, I vote yes.
Honorable Timothy Mutwiri Joshua.
I vote yes.
Honorable Titus Muredi Mutira.
On behalf of my own conscience and the people whom I represent, I vote yes.
Honorable Zipora Gaki Manyara.
Vote yes.
And Honorable Zipora Kenya.
For the sake of good governance in Meru County, I vote yes.
Honorable members, for more records, every member present has voted, but however, I still avail the opportunity for any member present who has not been called or who has not voted. Please, there is one. Please, Aratas. Honorable members, it now appears to me that all members who are present and who wish to vote have done so. Therefore, I now direct that the clerk reads out the result of the vote. Clerk.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Now, in the House, we have 59 members, and 59 have voted aye, nay, 0, and abstentions 0. So all the members have voted aye. 59.
Honorable members, it's now my pleasure to announce, and this juncture, Honorable members, the ayes have it, and the motion is passed. And the governor stands impeached by the county as the honorable members, and the governor stands impeached by the county assembly of Meru. Thank you. Clerk, can we take the next order?
Order number 9, adjournment.
Honorable members,